Hi there, this is Fei Wu from Feisworld Media, and in this video, I want to show you and walk you through whether you can qualify for health insurance outside of the enrollment period. Now, for most states, there is a very limited time where you can apply for health insurance, and that is here in Massachusetts, November 1st through January 31st. Outside of this period, for most people, you're unable to just stop in and say, I want a brand new health insurance. So how do you know that you qualify? There's something that's very important I want you to remember. It's called the qualifying life events. Now, it's exactly what it sounds like. When you move to Massachusetts, when you move away from where you are, Massachusetts or elsewhere, when you have a new dependent in your family, unfortunately, perhaps there's death in the family, or all of a sudden you've lost your health insurance. There are other significant changes, such as career changes in your life. Let me be clear, if you are a freelancer or if you're an independent creator, chances are that some of you are doing on the side, you can still qualify for this if you cannot obtain health insurance from your employer. However, if some of you are doing this full time now, for example, started in 2020, that you wanted to become a freelancer full time, or maybe it's the middle of 2020, middle of the year, you got let go from your job, or you decided to leave your job voluntarily, you now need health insurance. And I will guarantee you that when you start your new business, that your income may be unstable. Therefore, these healthcare.gov, these government-funded health insurance, it's going to be your step number one. They're going to be better and cheaper than some of these private insurance companies. So let's talk about life events. I named a bunch of them, but let's take a closer look at how they're being defined here in Massachusetts. And this language and information is going to be very similar no matter where you are in the US. So this is the page, which I'm going to include in the description below as well. The 2020 open enrollment period ended as of January 23rd. Okay, that's earlier. Need coverage now. You can enroll any time of the year if you qualify for Masshealth, which is, in our state, this is the equivalent of Medicaid. Or you can qualify for a connector care plan through Health Connector after not having qualified in the past or applying for the first time. That's important. You're applying for dental coverage. This you can do at any time. You're a member of a federally recognized or Alaska Native shareholder, or you have a waiver from the Office of the Patient Protection. These are special events, but there are other types of qualifying events as well. So let's take a look at this section here. You got married, like I said, change in household dependents, birth or adopting a child, qualifying for Health Connector, but after applying but not qualifying in the past, you lost your minimum essential coverage. So there are many scenarios here. For example, if you had Masshealth in the previous year, but you lost the coverage for any reason, you lost your insurance from your job, your COBRA coverage ended. As you know, if you work full time, so there's COBRA that is required to be provided to you, even though you have to pay for it for, I believe, up to 2 months or so, or possibly up to a year. I don't have the latest information. You're no longer living or working in your health insurance carrier's service area. So if you move away from Massachusetts or you move to Massachusetts, this will work. No longer qualifying for student health coverage, the end of your dependent status on someone else's plan, which means you're turning 26 in most cases in the US, no longer qualifying as a dependent in the family plan, turning 19 years old and no longer qualifying for a child-only plan. Primary subscriber of your health insurance become eligible for Medicare. So as they become older, but you're not old enough, meaning you're not over 65, if your spouse is 67, you're 65, well, there may be different changes happening for that period of time. Having a claim that would meet or exceed a lifetime limit on all benefits, death of a primary subscriber. So I definitely talked about some of these scenarios previously. Change in residency, is an American Indian or Alaska Native, become a lawfully present individual, but you were not lawfully present in the US before. So meaning if you are living, working here, and then you just got your green card, or you got your green card while you're traveling abroad, while you're living abroad. A lot of scenarios, guys. That's why when I speak to so many freelancers, they say that they worry that they won't qualify outside of the enrollment period. As you can see, there's so many scenarios that you can take advantage of. This video is really as a reminder to you guys that there's so many, not loopholes, but you know, even though these websites in general are not the most beautifully built website, they don't have the best user experience, but you got to be patient and read the fine print. At the end of the day, if you qualify and if you follow my other videos, you will find the best and possibly the cheapest health insurance in your area. You're not going to regret it, because that money you save, you can hire a coach, you can invest it right back in your business, you can buy a new computer, guys. You don't save a tiny little bit of money. It's going to be significant savings. Enrolling coverage after a qualifying life event. So you have 60 days from the date when your qualifying life event happens to enroll in coverage. So for example, if there is a death in the family, and if that person used to be the primary subscriber, then you have 60 days to start applying and start taking care of things. So, you know, any of these life events that happen, guys, you want to act right away. The sooner you act, the better. The reason is some of these applications do take time to approve. They might have questions back and forth. You may need to submit additional documents, so definitely please act fast. And the last section, which I'll also include in the description below, is you can also Google this, but their phone number is right here for both Masshealth customer service and also Health Connector customer service. And they have enrollment centers as well, where you can walk in. And right now there's no appointment needed. And there are multiple locations through Massachusetts, and there are other similar service centers in other states as well to help people kind of sit down and help them through the application process. And let's take a look at avoiding a gap in coverage. You will need to plan ahead to avoid a gap in coverage. The reason is here in Massachusetts, if say you don't have 1 month, even 2 months out of the year with no coverage, then there is a penalty when you file taxes the next year. I won't go on about this. This isn't even really part of the discussion in this video, but I do want to call that out. Coverage start dates. So this is also important to kind of set your expectations. For example, if you apply right here and enroll by May 23rd, you do not have insurance that starts on May 23rd. Instead, that starts on the following month, which is going to be June 1st. So that's something to keep in mind. And some exceptions do apply. For example, if you qualify for Masshealth, which is again Medicaid here in Massachusetts, if you gave birth and if you adopted a child and things along that line. Now, proof of your life event. It's not just a story, it's not just through verbal agreement. You do have to submit some of the documentations to prove that these things happen. So please know that with any qualifying life event, reporting a change or existing coverage you may have through the Health Connector or Masshealth, you may be asked for documentation or proof. You need to send that to them within 90 days. My experience, by the way, is that you want to, again, send these documentations as soon as possible. There are several ways to do that. Through Masshealth Connector, the web portal, there is a section where you can submit documents, and that would be my #1 recommendation. You want to do it there and then follow up with a phone call within 2 to 3 days. Because when you submit application, it doesn't mean that they will process right away. There usually is a status indication to say received, and it's in processing, and once it's fully processed. So if you submit something, call them back right away, chances are they will not be able to take a look at it right away. So give them a call. There usually is a wait, especially during open enrollment seasons, guys. So if you can even avoid November 1st, especially towards the end of January, if you can avoid that area, that period will be even better. The reason is during open enrollment, the hotline is busy. There are other ways to submit documents. Yes, you can use regular snail mail. I really wouldn't recommend that because it does take however long and it's set on a pile of paper. The third option is you can fax the documents to them as well. So I have seen my fax go through. I was very skeptical because our fax machine at home is very old and I don't even know how to operate that myself. So if you could upload online, first confirm it, follow up with a call, that'll be your best bet. Thank you so much for watching this video. Perhaps this isn't the most interesting information, but I think it's really necessary for us to talk about it. Number one, build a community, help each other out, and then really break down this information in plain English. This is not about being an expert, but talk about it through our experience and help each other out. So again, my name is Fei Wu, and this is Feisworld Media. This channel is all about helping independent creators celebrate their creative and financial freedom. We have so many different videos, different playlists to help you provide free resources and help you level up in the world that we live in today. So if you haven't subscribed, please do, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye for now.